I'm Lhasa and today we are doing a travel budget videography / cinematography gear setup. Alright guys, so for this setup, what we're working with first is we got an iPhone 6. It's just an iPhone 6. You can pick one of these up for around $300, no problem. Okay, so then we got a GoPro. And obviously when you travel, there's a lot of times where maybe a GoPro is not the best quality image, but it's definitely going to be quick. Especially with the GoPro 5, you're gonna have quick action. You have it on the back, it's waterproof already, you don't need a case. Now along with the GoPro, even though the 5 has the built-in stabilization, there's actually a gimbal for the GoPro. I'll have this linked in the description below. But basically, it's a gimbal for the GoPro that you can attach to multiple things. What I'm personally gonna do is attach it to this clip, which is pretty cheap. You can pick these up for around $5 – $6 on Amazon, and it's gonna go on here and it's gonna stabilize it. You can attach it to your backpack. You can attach it to basically anything that you can attach a clip to. Or you can even put it on a stick and use it like a normal gimbal. So next, what we're moving to is the main camera that you're going to be using, the GH4. Now the GH5 has come out at this point, but the GH4 is still a great option because number one, you can pick these up for around $800, which is almost half of what the GH5 is. It's a great camera. It shoots cinema 4K, shoots 96 frames per second slow-mo, and in general, this is just a great camera. Now, if you're an absolute beginner and you have never used like a camera before, maybe you're trying to get into making videos or cinematography, then I would not pick this camera up. I would pick up something like the RX100, which is a lot easier to use. This one is extremely customizable, but it's very hard to learn. I personally don't even know everything about this camera yet. It's very complex and kind of hard to learn. Now for the GH4, we're going to use a gimbal. Now this may not be the lightest gimbal in the world, but it's gonna be a lot lighter than a Steadicam, and it's also gonna be a lot easier to take with you. This gimbal works extremely well, it's extremely smooth. It's actually not too hard to operate. You're definitely gonna wanna protect your Panasonic GH4. The Crampler $4 Million Home. This is a great bag, it's not too heavy. Let's say you don't wanna take your entire backpack out, you can just take this out with the GH4. You can put your GoPro in here, your extra battery, and then the GH4 fits in there nicely with actually a lot of room for other stuff. So what we're working with next is a High Sierra backpack. Now this has a lifetime warranty if you get it from Costco, which is personally where I got it. It's not too expensive. I think it's like $30 – $35. In here, if you have your GoPro, you can easily put the GoPro in here. It has soft material, so it's not gonna scratch anything. You put it in there, you zip it up. Then once you're on the run, once you're on the go, maybe you don't have time to take out your full gimbal and your GH4, open up there, take out your GoPro, take some shots with that. Maybe even if you want something even faster, you can put your phone in there. Maybe if it's a sunny day, you put your sunglasses in there. Now, as well as that, it also has a laptop carrying place, which definitely, for me, is a must. You can put your laptop in there, up to 15.6-inch laptop, and it honestly is a big compartment in there. It has a lot of room, not a whole lot of like different little pockets, but it does have some on the outermost pocket. In the outer pocket, you can see there's a lot of room for many different things, pens, maybe even put your phone if you're not gonna put it in there. A lot of room for a lot of stuff. Now moving on to our editing machine. Everyone knows that you're a big filmmaker, you gotta have a fast, you gotta have a nice computer. So what we're working with here is the Dell XPS 15. Now this has great performance power, it's great for editing. It has a GeForce GTX for the graphics card, so it's gonna be optimized for Premiere Pro, so if that's what you use, this is a great computer. It's very thin, it's light, it has a 4K screen, it gets extremely bright, it has a touch screen. Really, if you're a creator, this is the laptop for you if you're not going to use a MacBook. I'm using the 9550. It's not quite the newest one, not the 9560, because the 9560 is almost $1,500 more than this one. So this came down an exponential amount compared to the very newest one, and it has plenty of processing power. 16 gigabytes of RAM, can go up to 32 gigabytes of RAM, a GTX 960, 512 SSD. It could have a bigger SSD, which I'm probably going to upgrade later, but you can pick one of these up for around $1,100. Now to keep that safe, we're going to use the Initech laptop carrying case. Now this is for a 14 this is for 14-inch laptops, but because this one has extremely thin bezels, it technically qualifies as a 14-inch bodied laptop. So if you put a 15-inch, it's gonna come out to around right here. So this is much smaller, much lighter than most other 15-inch laptops. It's got a nice padded sleeve in there, and it even has some space on the outside for some other stuff. And I almost forgot, the mouse that we're gonna be using for traveling is the MX Master, the Logitech MX Master. Now, some people may be like, Lhasa, my man, why are you doing this, man? Why don't you use the MX anywhere? It's smaller, it's lighter, it can be slipped into things easier. Well, this is why. Now, this is just personal preference. You could use the MX anywhere, and it would probably work just as well. Now, this one I prefer more just because it has more customizable buttons, especially for when you're editing in Premiere. You have multiple buttons. You have one button right there to switch between windows, and these are all customizable so you can use them however you want. There's this scroll wheel on the side to move back and forth in your timeline. These buttons are all customizable. You can use them for whatever you want. You can switch the scroll wheel back and forth. I don't know if you can hear that. Basically, it switches between continuous scrolling and the stopping scrolling that makes it stop. And the tracking is great. You can also switch between 1, 2, and 3 computers through Bluetooth. So guys, that is my setup. And you guys may be asking, well, where's your hard drive? Where's your headphones? Guys, with those things, it's pretty easy. This was basically just the stuff that you may not know about and you may want to consider. I hope you guys enjoyed that setup. You can subscribe if you want more videos like this, and I'm going to be releasing actual videos that I'm using this setup that you just saw. And if you want me to do more gear / setups and for certain things, just comment them below and I will do them. All right guys, I'll see you in the next video.